folks, how's it going? Today we got a Komatsu 61EX, nice ripper attachment on it. This is a Max system, and apparently it has a blade IMU failure. What I always like to do is just check it out first. Yeah, see, this one was run halfway decent at least. Alright.
Not really.
And we have values on the sensor, so the sensor is good. And most likely, operator just pointed out this spot right here looks like it's hitting. So that's probably just a bad spot. We'll have to reroute that cable, most likely. Yeah, let's do a motion check and I want to see that hit.
Are you
that's pretty bad. So we'll reroute that. Yeah, definitely we're hitting on both sides. When you move the blade either way, it impacts, so we're going to remove that, and most likely that cable's damaged pretty good. And this is one of those cases where the install was not a good idea to run the cable back here. They should have done a complete motion check on this blade, and they should have seen that. It's hitting in two spots, and I've marked them, and there's no way that the cable cannot get damaged like that. So what I'm going to do is I have to cut this cable out of here, remove all of this metal paneling. Again, somebody went through all the trouble to go through this whole nightmare, which is downtime for the customer. So unfortunately, I'm going to reroute a little bit, but I'm going to continue to use, you know, what they've used just to make things easy. But I'm going to run this cable up here with a loop, down this spot, and then straight into this, which they should have done the first time instead of coming underneath where that pin, that cylinder actually hits. That makes no sense right there. So alright, anyways, we'll get this fixed up after I remove 50 pounds of dirt that's all carcassed in everywhere, and bolts and plates and everything else. So we'll get there. Here's another example of why this is not a good idea. So I just removed this plate right here. So when you do install these, there's no dirt, right? So it's all cleaned out. But what happens is all that silt gets in there, builds up. It has no place to go but expand out. And what it does, it expanded out that cable into the bottom of that plate right here, where you can see it was rubbing right there. See that? So I mean, that's damage too. It's just you just got to be very mindful of how you install these things. They're gonna get some damage, but you have to eliminate as much damage as possible. This one, I mean, it could have had some protection other than just the cable right there. Now let's see what this looks like. Yeah. So I don't like using these spots for this reason alone. It's not a great spot. Definitely some rubbing on that cable right there, see it? We'll do a better job. We still have to clean this whole pit out underneath the cylinder all the way through in order to get a cable. I don't know if I'm going to do all that. I think what I'm going to do is just route it up here, straight down this side, along here and in, and use some P-clamps. This one I already started digging out, and it just looks a whole lot better. I'm going to do that. We'll install on this side. Alright, I got that monstrosity of a blade cable out. Let's see. I'll pull it out and I'll show you where the damage is. It is so compact I can't even pull it out. Alright, so you can see here, there's a spot. Let's see, that's a spot. That's a spot, that's a spot. Those are the two spots right there. Now if we cut them open, there's probably some serious damage in there. But we have to reroute this cable anyway, so because I just don't like that design. That install design is just was horrible. So while I'm here, we might as well just reinstall it. It made no sense. I've seen quite a few of them like that. I just don't know what people are thinking. This would have been so much easier just to go right here, but I'm gonna have to grind that off. I'll grind that one off too, because I'm gonna have to put two new ones. What they should have done here is, because this sits out so far, see how far that sits out? What they should have done, because that bends that cable down too hard right there, what they should have done is they should have brought it out a little bit more with a little stock of metal. Bring it out even with that. In flush, straight down like this. Not at an angle. Bring it down straight like that. Then you can do an angle here, and then you can do an angle here, and over here all you need is one right there that brings that cable up, and then you can put one right here and then P-clamp the rest. So everything is quick and easy. The thing is you know, you want to limit the downtime for operators, business owners who own these things. Limit the downtime with a simple blade cable that should have never went bad, but because somebody put it in that spot, it was hitting. So if I had a pressure washer, this spot would be super easy to clean out. It's in the control arm, the cylinder control arm for the blade, but I don't. So you got to use the pipe method and just beat it out. There's nothing in this one. There's all the hoses run up and then down, so just got to be careful on that back. Alright, we're nice and open now. You can see daylight on the other end. Those are never fun to clean out, but if you got a pressure washer, they go so much faster. If not, I just use a small square tube, and it basically, the dirt goes inside that, and I just beat it on the track and get the dirt out. It takes about 4 times to get that much dirt out of there, so pretty quick and simple. We'll just run the cable underneath that. Might cut that off. I don't think we're gonna need that. Well, maybe I'll just run it along the side. I don't know. It might be in the way. We'll have to see. So I got the blade all the way up, just checking clearance. And it looks good as long as I run the cable down here. I guess I could run it. It won't fit under there unless I cut this side, bend it up, and then just weld another piece on it. I guess that's 9 inches of protection, but it doesn't really need it. I'm just gonna cut that off. Make it simple. Alright, so on this style of Komatsu, all I had to do was basically loosen this piece up, because I'm gonna bring the hose up underneath that right there and run it along the side, and all that's open to the underneath the floor pan. So I'll pull up the floor pan and we'll be able to run that cable easy as can be. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's been a while since this floor's come up. Free floor cleaning with repair. Oh, this Komatsu had a handy little secondary floor pan instead of taking out the whole entire thing. So how do you tell which one is the blade? Well, here's the Y. It goes into the Y right here. This one's going back to the B cable, and these are your two sensors right here. So which one is blade and which one is body? Body is simple. It's only got 4 wires, so we don't need to mess with that one. What we do want to do is mess with this one right there. And we're just going to leave this in here because this is, whoever installed this installed it to stay, not to be easily repaired. They installed it to stay. I don't know. That, to me, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we just want to make sure we can reach back here, which we can, and I can see my hand. Alright, so now we're ready to start welding. Oh. Time check. See how long that took to get to this point. 1 hour and 23 minutes just to get this thing prepped and ready and the old cable off. Because had it been mounted here the first time, it would have taken 15 minutes to get off. But I had to dig through here. Had to remove some things. I'm gonna have to grind these off, but he'll be better off for it. So again, a blade cable is the one that's gonna, it's exposed, it's out here, it's gonna get damaged. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's gonna make it so it's easily repairable, but also can avoid some damage. That was just I don't know. Alright, we got the new cable through the hose. New hose. New cable. And you see I put a step out for this green clamp. Just keeps it straighter and more secure in that spot. See, real simple. I'm going to put this on first. Put this on first and then start running the rest of the way. Now there we go. Doesn't that look a whole lot nicer? Keeps it straighter. Doesn't allow that to bend right there. If something hit that, it would break. I've seen that happen. So keep it straight. Just add a little riser off there and you'll be good to go. Now we just need to bend this up, find a clamp spot for the rest of it, and run. And that's how that's supposed to be done. Nice. So nothing's gonna rip it off. Nice and secure, comes out nice and even, goes over nice and secure. And we'll have to put another one probably right about here so we can make that transition over. Might have to raise it up just a little bit. Alright, that's all it takes right there. So it comes up and just spins up around. This will be able to flex either way without getting pinched in anything. Comes down straight into there. I just have to figure out how to maneuver this because I want this hose in there. I'm just gonna have to knock out a piece of that rubber, I think, and a lot more of this dirt. When I put that metal cover back on, I'll knock out that back side of that rubber. I want this fully protected. Over there they didn't run any hose underneath all this, and I want to make sure I do, so that's what we'll do. Just get that rubber off right there, run it up in, done. Had to take that completely off because that is completely full of dirt as well. Now we got to dig that out too. Good Lord. Yeah, lots of fun on this one. There we go. Finally got it. You can see a little daylight through there. Now we just have to shove our hose up through. And I want that actually attached back on so I can run it. There we go. That end is through the floor panel. And we'll just have to put this back together. It'll make it so much faster to get it all done. Then you don't have to take apart all that other stuff on the other side. Everything's right there. You can see it. Just easier. And it's not going to cause any damage. Alright, so the flex test was good. So now we can just go ahead and wire this right up and connect it and test the sensor, which sensor was reading good, so I don't think we're going to have any issues with that. Just put the floor back in and be done with it. We'll update your firmware for your GPS too. It needs to be updated. You got last firmware that's before this one.
Yeah, that was something that he had done when I was on the phone with
I'll
him
update you.
a few months ago.
And I'll update your 3DMC. So there's a few updates. We had to put a new sensor on the blade. It wasn't initializing. It did for a minute and then it went red. So bad cable will take out a blade sensor. We're all green, we're all updated, ready to go. This one can go back to work.